What is good, YouTube? It's Coach Ryan Rizuki, and today's main focus is whether you should or should not turn your feet. Now, if you've seen other videos on my channel before, you know that of course I care a lot about the consistency in your shot. But the least important thing for me is how many shots you can make wide open all by yourself. Because as cool as that is, you're gonna always have to depend on somebody else to kick out the ball to you to help you get open. And what I really care about is just your ability to score in every single setting possible. I want you to be able to have a dribble pull-up, a post fade, a step back, a catch and shoot jumper, dribble and running off screens in both directions every single time. And oftentimes a player's form will dictate the way that they play and the type of shots they're able to get off. You will never see Lonzo Ball take a jumper going to his right on a dribble pull-up, and you'll never see him step back to his right. You won't see Sean Marion pull up over people the way Chris Paul does. And of course, although Durant and Booker are great at going to the right and being able to pull up to the right, and when you look at their statistics, they have a lot more pull-ups going to their left because of the way the ball comes at their face. Of course, D'Angelo Russell will pick up the ball with his right hand 90% of the time. And I want you to be able to have the ability to do both of these things almost evenly, if needed. Now, of course, I know that's a lot to understand, but like I mentioned, I want you to have the ability to do every single thing possible on the floor with evenness, being able to go to your right and to your left easily, no problem, and not ever having to have a preference. Because if you're guarded by someone who's really good, they can see what your preference is, that you of course love to step back to your left, but you'll never do it to your right, or that you love to pull up in one direction, or you only drive when you go one direction. Different things like that, a great defender can pick up on it, and it's gonna make it a lot easier to guard you. But if you're able to turn over both shoulders, or be able to drive and pull up in both directions, or finish in both directions, all of those things are gonna make you harder to guard. If you're a right-handed player and you prefer to turn your feet, any shot that you shoot going to your left, you won't have an issue with. But any shot that you shoot going to your right will be a lot harder. You can see as I plant my feet, go straight up, straight down, and I'm able to keep my feet perfectly straight going to my right, I'm not gonna have an issue shooting that shot. But if you're the type of player who wants to turn, you can see how this is gonna take a little bit longer as I have to plant my feet and then pivot into that turn. Not only will it take longer, but it will also feel extremely uncomfortable. If you're a person who likes to shoot with the turn, try it out and see how that feels for you. I suggest that you try to get a little bit more square. I don't mind a minor turn, but the more square you can be, the better. The next shot that you'll have a difficult time shooting with the turn is going to be a step back to your dominant hand. Of course, doing it to your non-dominant hand, you'll have no issues doing it, but if you're a right-handed player trying to step back to your right, it's going to be very difficult to step back to the right, turn your feet, and then get up into the shot. And lastly, of course, is just going to be a normal dribble pull-up. If you have a huge turn in your shot, you probably shoot very little shots going into a dribble pull-up to your right, but you probably will shoot just fine doing a dribble pull-up or a step back, or in any instance, anything that takes you to your left hand. Those will be a lot easier for you to shoot. Anything that takes you to your right are going to be a lot more difficult if you have a turn in your shot. I was always studying Kobe Bryant's game, and what amazed me the most about him was his ability to get off a shot any single time that he wanted to. There was nothing that could stop him from scoring. If he had a smaller guy, he could post you up. If he had someone taller, he could use his footwork, or he could step back, or he could fade away. He always had a certain way to get off a shot anytime he wanted to. And of course, that's what separates him from a lot of other scorers who cannot do that, right? There are a lot of players in the league who can only catch and shoot, and who are phenomenal shooters, but that's all they can do, right? There are plenty of two guards or bench players or different guys all over the league who can catch and shoot just fine and make wide open shots. But the difference between him and other scorers is their ability to get off a shot any single time that they want to. And of course, being able to have the best of both worlds would be the most ideal thing. And so that's why I teach shooting the way that I do. In conclusion, my suggestion is to have the least amount of turn as possible. I don't mind a little bit of a turn, but I highly suggest that you can get square when needed and be able to get up that shot. And if you need to turn a little bit in the air, which some shots do require you to, that is okay as well, as long as you have good balance and a good core and keeping the same mechanics with your shot. And if you want me to personally look at your shot and break it down and analyze it, shoot me a DM on Instagram at R2Bball. I do shooting breakdowns. They are fairly cheap and definitely worth it to help you to fix your shot forever. If this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments below what video you want me to make next.